everyone, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks, and today you're going to see probably one of the most funny things I've ever witnessed in World of Tanks history. And funnily enough, I am not part of it, really, although I will be part of it later on. You are going to be saying hello to an E50 and a 53 TP who are possibly two of the most hilarious people. Now, I'm not sure if these are anonymized names. I'm just going to be referring to them as Mr. E50 and Mr. 53 TP. And to say that Mr. E50 and Mr. 53 TP are not going to get on is going to be a little bit of an understatement. Now, I have encountered many trolls inside World of Tanks, and I know exactly what some people do. Yes, okay. So, instantly, Mr. E50 gets pushed by the 53 TP. Now, I'm not sure if that was entirely intentional. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Did the 53 TP push the guy around the corner because he wanted to have that position? Or did the 53 TP like auto into position while going after the EBR? So they both exchanged some shells, no choice words in chat yet, and clearly the 53 TP is being an absolute goblin of a player right now. This is physics abuse, this is reportable, and if this E50 went out of his way to report the 53 TP, they would be banned from World of Tanks for, at first I think it's a few days, then I think it's a week, then I think it's a month, then I think it's permanently from the game if you continue to abuse physics and abuse players inside the game. So this E50, you know, it's hard enough being a German medium tank in World of Tanks sometimes, right? I remember when I played my E50 back in the day for the first time, I lost 13 games straight in this vehicle. It was an absolute brutal vehicle to play, although I was playing the tank stock. However, interestingly enough, it looks like the 53 TP is going to get a severe instant dose of karma. The E50 has now locked them in place and is holding them hostage while the guard is shooting the 53 TP. And look how the tables have turned. Now the 53 TP says, "Sorry, please, let me go," in capitals. "I'm so sorry. Please, please, Mr. E50, I didn't mean to." And to be fair, this E50 does let them go. Wow. But then look what the 53 TP says in chat. What an omega troll. He says, "You dumb," with some Slavic smileys. If you're wondering what the right brackets are, Slavs, for some reason, they don't have, I guess, colons on their keyboards. So they'll just do like lots of brackets to, instead of doing like XD or do colon D or something. And after saying, "You dumb," for releasing him from his caps lock prison, this E50 has decided that he is not happy with this 53 TP. And let's be honest, for all good reason. This 53 TP abused the E50 twice, a bannable offense each time, and then the E50, I think quite rightly, decided to get their revenge on the 53 TP, and the 53 TP literally begged in caps lock to let him go. And then after the E50 did, said, "You dumb." I mean, come on, you couldn't script it. So while these two clowns are having an absolute circus down below, I'm here in my BZ 58-2, and I've been sweating it on the hill, trying to go hull down, trying to take shots at vehicles, being pushed in the side by this T10 who doesn't use any concealment, and oh man, you can tell it's just one of those games. Oh, I'm just looking at that T10 thinking like, are they trying to push me around the corner? Are they not trying to push me around the corner? What is going in this scenario? Is he going to just push me again? And he just keeps looking at me. Now he's raising his gun, and I realize, oh, he's probably watching the stream, and he's probably doing it for what he thinks is the memes, right? Can you believe that I have not one, not two, but 3 trolls in my game of World of Tanks? So while I'm fighting it off, Mr. E50 and Mr. 53 TP are still driving up. And I'm not sure if the 53 TP is even wanting to go up on the hill, but the E50 is very angry at this 53 TP. And considering how much of a good engine the E50 has, the 53 is going up whether they like it or not. So look, how the E50 is reacting right now is not what you should do. But to be fair, the E50 accepted the apology of the 53 TP. And I think the "you dumb" comment was what really triggered them in this scenario. But ladies and gents, boys and girls, don't do what the E50 is doing. Just try to avoid the trolls. Don't ever break game rules. even if they have broken game rules against you. Because, unfortunately, you might get banned. But not only the fact that you might be getting banned, sometimes karma can change quite rapidly. This E50 is trying to get behind the 53 TP, and oh dear, guess what's happened now? The 53 TP now has Mr. E50 locked in a prison. And while I'm fighting it out against an AE Phase 1 and an Emil, I have two of my tanks basically just, I don't know, trying to be stupid in the corner. I mean, come on. This is the mother of all troll games. I've played like 100,000 games of World of Tanks, and this might be one of the most troll things that I have seen. From the very beginning of the battle, this 53 TP was a troll. The E50 tried to be the bigger guy after, to be fair, kind of like feeding him to the guard. And now the E50, unfortunately, is stuck by the 53 TP. So I get set on fire by the Kunzerpanzer in the side, but luckily, as you can see, I've got a really good fire crew on my, this is my WZ-111 5A crew. And so they actually put the fire out only after receiving 400 damage. And I realize, what is going on in this game? What is happening? How can we have so many tanks on the hill, yet we're blooming not winning? And how did the Kunzerpanzer just come round the corner and set me on fire in that scenario? And why was the 53 TP and the E50 not helping? So I decide to take things into my own hands. And I want this 53 TP to stop abusing the E50. And to be fair, at this stage, I didn't know that the E50 had been pushing the 53 TP. All I can see is that, come on, release him. We need the full health medium tank to possibly win this absolute clown fiesta. So the 53 TP says, no, he dumb. I teach him. I mean, is this the biggest troll in World of Tanks history? Possibly. I tell the 53 TP, free him. He is my son. And then they say some very nasty things to me. And that is because I guess they're Ukrainian and they think that I'm like speaking Russian or something. And I tell him my Russian is awful and I'm English. But he says, he is your son? So, how redonkulous right now. I'm basically trying to tell a bit of a porky pie here to see if the 53 TP will actually release him. And the E50 actually says something. I can't see what the 53... I can't tell what the E50 said in chat, but I'm sure it's not particularly nice. But I'm sure somebody will tell me in the comments down below. They're asking me if I'm French. Russian ship go suck, says the 53 TP. And to be fair, the 53 TP is looking like he might actually try to release the E50. I'm asking the E50 for help, and the 53 TP says now, I free you. Oh my word. I mean, just what is there even to say right now? What is there even to say? But at least the T-103 doesn't finish me off. I clap the top of the T-103's weak point. And now we can go after the Kunzerpanzer as well. And I just don't know. I think I had to stop there and just have a little bit of a moment for how ridiculous this game was. And the Kunzerpanzer, who set me on fire earlier, dies to a high roll from the Jagdtiger. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I didn't realize I was playing World of Trolls in today's video. But yeah, it has been pretty darn ridiculous. And yeah, I've got a funny feeling that that T10 might have been watching the stream. As I'm thinking, like, what are they going to do? Of course they're going to do it. And you just couldn't script it, right? One troll nearly landing on top of the other two trolls. And the only thing that would have been more perfect is if team damage was still in World of Tanks. And these two plonkers end the game doing exactly what they were doing at the beginning. Squabbling and arguing from the 53 TP being the instigator to the E50 then being enraged and pushing him for the rest of the battle. And I have to admit, this might be the funniest thing I have ever seen in World of Tanks. Going from the sorry, please, let me go, I'm so sorry, to then saying, you dumb, Slav smiley, Slav smiley. Is this the biggest weasel on the World of Tanks server? Possibly it might be. And the sad thing is, as we're playing World of Tanks, these won't be the last trolls I encounter. Anyway, ladies and gents, boys and girls, just a real silly video for you here today. This one made me laugh so much, and I think the "you dumb" is going to become a meme inside World of Tanks, as it already is inside my chat. I really hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. And let me know in the comments who you think was the bigger troll here. Who was at fault? Would you have done what the E50 did? Or would you have tried to turn the other cheek in this scenario? And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.